Penn Can Speedway took Friday night off. We'll talk with promoter Doug Borger. A look back at a drag racing reunion. A look forward at Sunday's car show at the Floyd L. Maines Community Center in Conklin. And a racing legend is remembered. All that and more on this edition of The Race Report. Hi everyone and welcome to another edition of the Race Report. I'm Ron Hills. Penn Can Speedway has been struggling with rough track conditions since the start of the season, a problem caused by the extreme rainfall this past spring. Promoter Doug Borger and his team are committed to finding a solution.
Yeah, it was it was a kick in the crotch, but we had like 8.5 inches of rain the last 2 days. And I was up here with my track guys that are helping me. We were up here on Wednesday night till 1 in the morning getting track ready. And we were up here on Thursday night till midnight getting the track ready. And what it came down to is just, it's no secret. The last couple of weeks we had a history of a bumpy track. You know, it was a little ruddy going into 3, ruddy going into 1. And I'm a racer of 40-some years myself. And it sucks when a racetrack is bumpy. It really is. I mean, you tear equipment up, and you know, if you don't know how to drive through the bumps, it gets ugly. You know, you can bust a lot of equipment up. And I just said to my track guys, I said, you guys got to work with me on this. That I am not going to put a bad track out there for my people. It's a respect thing. I respect the guys who are coming to my track. I respect them way too much to give them another bumpy night just to try to make a profit. I mean, I'm kind of out here on an island all by myself. I mean, it's not like track promoters call you up and say, hey, I see you're struggling, you know, try this or try that. It worked for me. You know, in the track promoter world, I'm finding out real quick. I mean, I'm the first one to try to lend a hand to anybody. If I know the answer, I'll give you a call, or I'll just come up to your house and, you know, give you my 2 cents on experience. But in the track promoting business, it's a pretty cutthroat deal. I'm learning that the hard way, where we're learning this all on our own. And, you know, I like to say, I mean, we were here last night. A guy was here with a modified. We were trying some stuff, and he was making some laps, and we were trying some different stuff. And, I mean, I think we really stumbled across, you know, the right combination to make this work. I can't apologize to Gary Falk enough. I really can't. He is just, you know, he's a big focal point of Penn Can Speedway in general. I mean, it would have been a kick in the pants if he wouldn't have been my head flagger. I mean, when I took over, the very first call I made was at Gary Falk, that I want him up top in the flag stand. I want him to control the racetrack. I mean, that is his track. If he makes a call, I don't even have to see it. If Gary Falk makes a call, I back him 100%. It's that simple. And with the bike night deal, I mean, Gary goes out of his way. He does a lot for the bike night deal. And, I mean, I can't apologize to Gary enough. I mean, he had a lot of things set up for this. We have, I mean, till it's all said and done, probably about 150-some bikes. You know, the only thing Gary said to me, he said, Doug, he said, you know, if this is what it takes to make Penn Can Speedway better, he's on board. So that shows you what type of person Gary Falk is. I mean, I can't emphasize it enough. He is just a great, great guy. And at the same time, you know, Gary's there saying, well, that gives me another week to try to sell some more bikes, you know. So, I mean, this is all about the kids. And, you know, we're going to have a packed house here. When this bike night deal goes off, we're going to have a lot of spectators here. And I want to put the best races that I can on for these guys, because some people don't come to the track too much. And if I can give them a good impression of racing, maybe I'll keep them all season then, as far as spectators. It's going to be the XL modifieds, the 600 wingless sprints, the slingshots, the 270s, and I didn't announce it yet, but we're going to have wingless sprint cars, full-size sprint cars. it's just a Sunday programs. We're kind of dipping our toe in the water and seeing how it goes. If it goes good this year, next year we're probably going to land up doing like every other Sunday, just with small cars. Can't apologize enough for this week. I mean, it sucks on all parts. It really does. I really apologize. It's just things got to be right. It's just that simple. It's got to be right. I mean, Joey Grimace, if you didn't see his interview from last week in Victory Lane, I mean, he says it all. I mean, I know Joey Grimace for a long time, and I just got to start knowing, Dan Pompey, Mike Colston, Joey Colston. I mean, these guys are on board with me as a person. I can't thank these guys enough. And even, down to my factory stock guys, who are here every single week.
This Friday night at Penn Can Speedway, the bounty continues on the M16 of Mike Shane, and flagger Gary Folk Jr. continues his annual Kids Bike Night giveaway. More than 100 kids' bikes will be given away, a special appearance by McDonald's Hamburger, plus a full night of modified Sportsman factory stock, XL modified, and four-cylinder racing. Action. Race time is 7:30. There's a lot more ahead on this edition of the Race Report, but first, here's a look at this week's winners and losers.
You're watching the Race Report on Fox 40.
"30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
98.1 The Hawk, number one for 20 in a row.
This is Jason Aldean.
Hot new country.
This is Luke Brown.
And kiss tomorrow goodbye.
This is Charles, Dave,
And Hillary.
and we are Lady Annabella.
And I don't know why you don't take me downtown anymore.
Binghamton's hot new country.
This is Carrie Underwood.
Every tear sucked whiskey, memory blown away.
Binghamton's hot new country. 98.1 The Hawk.
Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City has the best pricing and selection of audio, video, and computer cables in the area. Don't spend a fortune on that HDMI cable for your new HD TV or Blu-ray player. Unicorn Electronics has quality cables in the lengths you need at a price you can afford. Expanding your network, Unicorn has the patch cables and accessories to make it happen. When you need to connect, think Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top-End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
Welcome back to the Race Report. 2011 Tri-Cities Dragway Hall of Famer Wally Bell is one of the most successful drag racers from the Twin Tiers, and I asked him to share his most memorable showdown.
Well, Ronnie, the biggest showdown of my racing career, I'd say, was watching Ronnie Sachs grow the way he did and become the ultimate driver in door car drag racing. And like us, he decided to build a pro mod car, and we had our pro mod car. And we had a weekend where he and I raced at 2 different tracks and out in Indiana. And I would say I'll always remember that weekend. Thank God neither one of us hit anything or blew anything up that weekend. And just ran like hell. It's funny, if I were looking back and getting kind of corny about it, if the Angels asked me to recall the thrill of them all, it was running Ronnie Socks at Avila, Indiana. If you missed at the end, it was the last night, the last lap, last pass on that track. And if you missed at the end, you went certain death, 60 foot, straight down into a gravel pit. And typical of a lot of places, they were grinding that gravel out and closed that track up. And we ended it with a hell of a show that night.
Bob and Sally Conley started the Tri-Cities Dragway Hall of Fame reunion in 2011, the 50th anniversary of the first race at Tri-Cities Airport.
Well, here we are at the airport with the liquid sunshine. As far as a car show, it doesn't exist. But what's important is in the middle of the rainstorm, all of the old drag racers come out. You take a look at the guys here, and they're guys that raced, and this is a reunion. And that's the first part about it. And, of course, the money goes to the Endicott Boys and Girls Club, but we've got fellas that have come in from California, Florida, Wally up from South Carolina. It's one heck of a turnout considering all the liquid sunshine that we've got. And, of course, we'll be back here next year doing the same thing, and maybe we ought to break down and see if we can get some rain insurance. But it's been a heck of a turnout, and it's a great thing to see all the old drag racers here. Oh, we've got some major sponsors. Everybody from America's Attic, Wilcox that brings the stage down. We got the Red Robin Diner. I can go on and on. Epic, the car place that let us have the dealer plates to bring the car here. On and on and on, the sponsors we've got. And I want to thank them all. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you next year. Same time, same place, and hopefully no rain.
A familiar sight at any car show is Rhonda's Rockabilly Pinup Girls, who made a stop Monday night at the California Grill.
Welcome to the California Grill.
Oh, my name is Amber, and I got started modeling. Ron had contacted me and asked me if I wanted to be a pinup girl, and of course I said yes. And from then on, I just took off, and I love it.
My name is Maria, and I got started in modeling when Ron messaged me on Facebook and asked me if I would be interested. And of course, I was very interested and very excited to be a part of it afterwards. I actually just started a couple months ago. If it blossomed into a bigger career, that would be amazing, but I am good just where I am right now.
My name is Shayna. I got started in modeling when Ronald Evans found me on social media because I was trying to promote my makeup, and I would love to be a makeup artist, so he was just giving me some exposure for it. I enjoy the car shows the most just because they're a lot of fun. You get the crowd going, and you get to be in the 1950s era, and you really just get to bring the party.
Hi, my name's Mindy, and I started modeling when I was about 3 years old. I started off with little ads and stuff, just minor things. And through everything that I've done, New York City, runways, all of it, the best one that I've ever done would be Shelter Slam. When I'm anything for animals and volunteering, that's the best thing that I can do.
My name is Kendra, and I got started with modeling actually not too long ago. I work with a woman that is part of the Rhonda's Rockabilly Pinups, and she approached me a couple months ago and asked me if I wanted to be part of it. And the rest is history. I enjoy car shows the most. I really haven't done too many. I guess this is my second appearance, so I guess this is my most exciting.
And the girls will be on hand this Sunday at the annual Father's Day Car Show at the Floyd L. Maines Community Center in Conklin.
We have our 52nd show this year. The only thing that we always hope for is good weather. Last year we had close to 300 vehicles. Approximately about 1,000 people were there for the day. Really, what our goal is, besides the fact that we like to show off our vehicles, we like other people to show off their vehicles, whatever they may be. We also like to get the younger kids involved. Like here we are, we're at BOCES and showing off our vehicles here and trying to get a feel of where the younger kids are about the car hobby and what some of the kids are going to do once they're done with school. But that's where the future lies right now. We're featuring the Studebaker Club this year at our show. I don't know if anybody out there has Studebakers, but there's still a few out there. Somewhat of a rarity that were actually built in South Bend years ago. Come on out and support the club, support the hobby, and just have a good time. The show will be at the Conklin Sports Park. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Judging will probably start approximately 2:30 in the afternoon. We've had last year, we had actually a lot of people pull in early between 8 and 9 in the morning already. Anxious, just chomping at the bit.
There's more still ahead on the Race Report, but first here's another look at this week's Car of the Week from Brush and Pallet Auto Sales in Candor.
Welcome to Brush and Pallet Auto.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top-End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
98.1 The Hawk, #1 for 20 in a row.
This is Jason Aldean.
Hot New Country.
This is Luke Brown. And kiss tomorrow goodbye.
This is Charles, Dave,
And Hillary.
and we are
Lady Annabella. Then I don't know why you don't take me downtown anymore.
Binghamton's Hot New Country.
This is Carrie Underwood.
Every tear sucked whiskey, memory blown away.
Binghamton's Hot New Country. 98.1 The Hawk.
Welcome back to the Race Report. Vic Edelbrock Jr. was both an innovative designer and an avid racer, as well as a frequent guest on the Race Report. On his last trip to Watkins Glen, he shared some memories with Joe Tierno.
It is a distinct honor today to have a chance to speak with one of the legends of motorsports and one of the great guys who supports racing in so many different ways, provides a superior product, and employs a lot of American workers doing terrific work, Mr. Vic Edelbrock. Vic, welcome to Watkins Glen again.
Well, thank you very much. It's sure great to be here. And it's like our 11th time being at this great racetrack. It's really fun.
We've enjoyed watching you here over the years because you put on such a great show, and now you have your daughter here with you racing. What is your home track?
Probably Monterey at Laguna Seca.
And when you compete at a track like Monterey or here, how different is the car setup and the driving inputs you need to do?
Well, this is my favorite racetrack right here. And it's that way because of the way it's designed, the length. You can really let it go, and it's 3.5 miles somewhere in that area. Where Laguna Seca is only like a little over 2.2, and so I know when I first came back here in the early 90s, I was just really happy and pleased with it. Plus, the deal they had last night, I went to the first one 21 years ago, and there went near the people that was there last night, and it's just great to be here.
One of the things I think that makes this track interesting or perhaps scary is going up the hill, up to the S's. Can you tell us what it's like to drive that?
Oh, it's fantastic, and I'll tell you a little story. I forgot, been here 6 years. I forgot how I go through that, how I went through that, and that was coming out of. I kind of reverted back, coming out of turn one in third gear. I would go all the way down that straightaway in third, and then start up the hill and then shift to fourth. Well, this morning I remembered what I used to do was go through one in third, then coming out I shifted to fourth and went all the way up the S's in fourth gear. And at the bus stop I gained probably 400 RPM by doing that, and 4 seconds in my time.
That's fabulous. That is, yeah, because it's all
going up that thing, and you're right there to the floor. Back off a little bit right midway. Not quite that ready yet, but I'll be close to. I'm almost close to doing the whole thing all the way up there. It's just so perfect when you come out and go down and go through your bus stop and do that. And that's a neat chicane.
An exciting new season of racing trivia is underway every Monday night with thousands of dollars in cash and prizes, including remote car starters, TVs, tools, clothing, and cash. Everyone who plays is eligible for prizes. You don't need to be a racing genius to win. That's every Monday night at the California Grill, 912 Vestal Parkway East in Vestal. Trivia starts at 7:30. 2 exciting weekends are coming up at Watkins Glen International, back-to-back weekends. The SCCA Majors, followed by the Salem 6 Hours of the Glen weekend. For more information, log on to theglen.com. And we leave you with some highlights of some great vintage racing action. Until next week, for the entire staff, thanks for watching. I'm Ron Hills, and I'll see you at the races.
Brett Jaycox in the 07, Tommy Martacci in the M1 will bring the pack down. Keep your eye on the starter. They're on the throttle. The green flies and we're underway. Jaycox, Martacci beat him down into turn number 1. Martacci with a run up on the outside. Pulls away down into turn number 3. They're jingled up in turn number 2. We've got a broken car, the 24. That is your point leader. Chad King out of the action already on the backstretch. He's off the track. Green lights remain on the racetrack. Out in front, Tommy Martucci is your race leader. Jaycox dropped back into position number 2. The 8 right now. Turn number 2 as their leaders come down to complete. Lap number 3, Martacci out in front. The 07 of Jaycox runs second. Now Cunningham in the move. Trouble in turn 4, the 10 car out of shape. He keeps it going. That's Brooke Lindbergh. He's going to pull back on the track. We'll go down a lap. So your leader way out front. In the end, on that Tommy Martacci, he works off of turn number 4. Heavy lap traffic coming ahead for him. I believe it's Craig Rochelle in the R1. Tyler Rice closing in on the top 3 and 4. Off of turn number 2, he's down on the inside. Out in front, into heavy lap traffic is your race leader, Tommy Martucci. In the M1, Jaycox running second. Heavy lap traffic for Tommy Martacci. He's got a lot more coming up for him. Jaycox being pressured down by the AC from position number 3. 38 Double D of Metropolitan slows. He pulls in on the backstretch. And that's Brian Carver out there in the 8 car, not Frank Lito. Carver in the AC working on Jaycox. as our front three cars are right together. The fourth place car of Tyler Rice also in the hunt as they work on a turn number 4. Yellow flag will fly. We had a car spin over in turn 2 right in front of the leaders. This is certainly going to shuffle the deck for their standings. Jaycox with a lot to gain, a lot of points to gain. Jamie Christian back there in 9th position. As they come out of turn 4, the green flies and they're back on their way. Virgilio in 6th, and Carver gets out of the groove. He goes way high. Carver at 1. He wants position number 2. Bartacci is good when the tires are cool, but as the race goes on under green, he certainly loses ground. Jaycox running second, Rice is third. Now the 15 car of John Virgilio is up to fourth, and he is gaining some valuable points on Chad King. Bartaccio began to pull away, this time halfway. 13 laps in, 12 laps remain. Last time he got into lap traffic, and that's when things changed. The second and third place cars were able to close right in on 16 laps completed, and you can see Jaycox is starting to close in just a bit. As Bartacci's got to be careful now as he comes up on the slower cars. Bartacci pushed up just a little bit over there in turn 3. Gets it straightened up. He continues on the side of the lap cars. Doesn't work. He races down into turn number 3. Heavy lap traffic. 5 laps to go this time. Bartacci out in front. But here comes Tyler Rice to the 12. He's working on Jaycox for second. Virgilio right there, back there in fourth. Here comes the battle for second. Rice to the inside of Jaycox. He is coming strong with a head of steam with just 4 laps to go. Rice with the slide job out of turn number 4 takes over second. He's right on the back bumper of the F1. There's 4 lap traffic. Bartacci has not been able to. We're going to find out in just 3 laps as they come out of turn number 4. Green flies, we're back underway. Good restart for Bartacci in the F1. Rice running in second now. Virgilio right there in third, right on the back bumper of Tyler Rice. And just as he's done previously, he's like a rocket ship coming off the restarts, and we've got a battle for second now. Virgilio working the inside of Tyler Rice. Rice able to shut the door as your leaders come out of turn number 4. Bartacci out of turn number 4. He's going to see the white flag. 24 laps in, 1 lap remains. It now comes down to the driver to finish the last half of a lap. Battle for the number 3 spot. Carver goes for the outside of Virgilio. Here comes your leader out of turn number 4. Checkered flag flies. Tyler Bartacci takes the win.